there. Hey.
Holy crap, look at that beard.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, right? Hang on, I gotta start recording here.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear? Wait. There's a little mute button. Hang on. Unmute.
There we go. Hooray!
Holy crap, look at that beard.
Yeah, no, I heard you. I heard you making fun of me. To warn you, my beard is not indicative of my mental state as it was in Fastest to Lauren. I'm in a great mood. I'm just shooting a movie where I need to look horrible. And I'm doing a hell of a good job.
No, man, do it up.
Doing it up.
Bro, like you look like, honestly, like you look like right now, like I'm like you're hiding your dragon or something.
I'm hiding whiskey because I assume we're going to be talking about the car. Oh, shit, should we start this? We're not really started yet, right?
No. I mean,
no.
I hit record, but, we could start whenever, but, like, I can edit all this shit out. It's fine.
I'm not one for editing these days because I edit constantly, so I'm good at just, raw file, fuck it. I can say fuck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Actually,
it's really funny you mentioned that because we just started a new thing because we say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
And well, kidding me, I say it more apparently.
No, you do.
That we were gonna try and say flux instead of fuck.
I'll do it.
Yeah. But here's the thing: every time that we actually like say fuck, we're gonna donate $1. And at the end of the year, we're going to do all this amount of money. We're going to donate it to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
And that includes your guests.
I know. So with today's show, we're going to be ruined.
That's not a good idea. Have you both seen the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know my propensity for fucks when it comes to that car over there. Woo!
I know. The strippers are going to be very upset at you. So it's okay.
Strippers? Who? What? 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 I didn't catch that.
Well, because I had a bunch of dollar bills, but haven't you?
Now I got you. Oh, that's some funny shit, man. That's some funny shit. Hey, congrats on Bob Gale, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a good get. Good job, dude.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I met him a couple times. Very nice dude. We have have some funny stories, but maybe we'll get to that after a couple more of these. So what?
All right.
Apparently I was told you might have to cut this out. Some dude from the UK was like, "Yo, you got to do this podcast. You need to call this person and write to this person." And I'm like, "Okay." And
so this is off the record. I'm editing it all out. So Pete's this guy who kind of just is a fanboy of our podcast.
That's a good thing to have, though. I got to tell you, man. It's like the line in Back in Time that Michael J. Fox says, they're all fucking lunatics, but they're at least lunatics for the right cause. Like,
that's true.
I just said it again. They're all fluxing lunatics. That's funny.
We're going to raise a lot of money tonight.
We're going to raise a lot of money today's episode.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, so he's just a big fan that happened to contact me. And you would happen to see it anyway, so it's not like just random.
So we'll probably get into how I discovered it and shared it with this guy during the actual interview.
Yeah.
Well, let's start that shit. Let's go.
I know. Why are you stalling so much? We can do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Do your thing, man.
Are you a Mexican or a Mexican?
I'm neither.
Oh shit! Oh my damn! I know, right?
I'm in LA, so like I'm the minority here. So
exactly.
to you, brother. To you. So.
It's funny. I say your name, Adam Contras.
It's Contras, and everybody. It's Greek. Everybody's like Contreras. I'm like, no, it isn't. They go to as Mexican as they can. Like, no, sorry, dog. I'm Greek. I got nothing for you.
That's awesome.
It's funny. This is the first time I'm noticing that my beard has gotten so long that it's now going horizontal.
It's got like
doing it
for
Yeah, dude, I never knew that. I keep trying to bring it back down. Oh, this is rough, dude. This project I'm doing is crazy. But go ahead.
Well, let me tell you something. Is it true that in order to book you, we also have to talk to your beard's manager?
No, in order to book me, it usually requires I I've been trying to cut it down a little bit, but everybody keeps wanting to talk about Fastest to Lauren, and it makes me want to drink. So.
We are gonna be talking about that.
Fucking movie, dude. That fucking
movie, man.
Yeah. Oh wow, shit.
All right, let's start it.
$3 more. Just boom, boom.
Oh, give me count. Don't worry, we got $3 already.
Dude,
all right.
Am I drinking alone? What's going on?
Oh, I can get one. Wait, give me a
Come
second.
on.
I've got water.
If we get.
Pussy.
Sorry, I don't drink.
That's fair. Do you do anything? Is there any?
I got wine. Do you drink wine?
No.
Oh my god.
Wine's gross. Kidding me? As a Jewish kid growing up with Manischewitz, it turned me off. Everything.
One second.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. No, if we're gonna do this, let's do this, right? Let's do this right. I'm at the bar. I'm at the infamous Golf Con bar that we shot everything at. Which, dude, you know,
I feel like we're honorary guests of the bar. Like
it's really it's crazy. I had my first person. I've had a few now that came here and wanted to get a picture at the bar where Don sat. Because they saw the movie and they want, and I'm like, whoa! Like when I was building this, my brain never thought of a movie. You know, like this is just, it's weird. The reach of film is
there you go.
Is super crazy. Oh, yeah, oh wait, what is that? It's tequila, but like, what is the expecto? What?
It's my Harry Potter drink.
Oh,
expecto Patronum.
All right, yeah, that's good. I'll drink whiskey, you drink tequila.
Nerd.
I was letting her know that it's only in the past year or two I've had a couple people that have come and wanted to see the bar because they had seen Fastest to Lauren and they wanted to take a picture, and I was like, dude, that kind of blows my mind. They were from a completely different country. It was so bizarre. It was just the weirdest thing. So all right, anyway, cheers to you.
All right, wait. Cheers, sir. Salud.
Salud. Oh, I'm sorry with the water. I got nothing.
I mean, I'm drinking a magical tequila with a wizard. Best day ever.
Look, dude. It is. It's going completely. This is crazy. This is the first I'm seeing it. I've been editing for like a month and a half. I haven't really looked in the mirror for a while. It's kind of crazy. That's all right.
What does the wife say? Does she like it?
Yeah, she knows what I'm doing. Like she knows she knows the project I'm working on, and. Dude, she loves me. I'm lucky. You know, she's like, whatever, dude. She knows that in like 6 weeks, I'm going to look like a completely different human. I did Meeting Michael, the Michael Jordan documentary. I did that in November. I look completely different. Like a completely different human. And now I'm like, whoa, are you homeless? What the fuck? So, it's really intense. But she knows it's just kind of it's a conveyor belt with me. It's gonna go back the other way soon.
Awesome. Well, let's start the interview before the owners of the house get there, okay?
There you go. Let's do it. Well played, sir. Well played.
Joining us now. Remember, do the joining us now thing.
Okay, and
so that we don't fuck it up.
Cha-ching!
Damn it!
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, folks, it's the time because we have with ourselves a man responsible, the writer, director, musician, and voted sexiest beard of 2021, Adam Contras.
Easily sexiest beard. Easily. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you, sir. How are you today?
I'm great. Very happy. Life's good. I'm editing. Life is just happy. Things are good.
Excellent.
I have to say, sir, before we start this meeting, that's a very good looking beard.
It has gotten a little out of control. I need to warn anybody who has watched Fastest to Lauren that whereas in that movie this was representative of how I felt about life, this is different. I'm doing a movie where I talked to myself 10 years ago. And I'm the I already did 2010 talking to 2000. Now I'm doing 2020 talking to 2010. And I'm the representation of 2020. So I couldn't get over how funny it will be to this dude to look at me and be like, what the fuck happens in 2020, dude? Oh my God. And I'm like,
that's
hysterical. Dude, you have no idea. It's really fucking rough. And I have been in hardcore quarantine. Oh, are you still counting?
I'm still counting.
I should just donate $50 now. Like, I just feel like there's no way I'm getting through. But
I think that's the way we're going to go.
Right? But like, I've been in full quarantine. My kid has asthma. So March 11th is our 1 year anniversary. Like, we're that close. And it has been as full as you can get. Whenever I have a gig with a DeLorean, I mask up, shield, like I stay 50 feet away from anybody. I haven't had human contact outside of that, my family, and it's crazy. It's a year. It really has been a year for me. So
yeah, it's intense.
It's intense,
so,
dude.
Adam, the first question that we like to ask all of our guests that come on What the Flux is this. What is your Back to the Future love story?
God, which one?
Which one you want to pick? The first time you saw the film, or
that's I've had
what got you into it?
I've had such a ever-changing relationship with it because I went to a weird level. I mean, a year and a half ago, I'm in a line signing hoverboards with cast members from Back to the Future in France, and you're like, I don't belong here. This is how did I was 9 when the movie came out. This is so weird. I feel like I'm destroying these people's props. Like I got pushed into this fandom, which obviously I appreciate, but I'm not part of Back to the Future, so it's weird. But obviously for me, I saw it in 1985 weekend it came out. I had visitation with my father, and my visitation was only 4 hours twice a month. So I'd get to see my dad every other week, and for 4 hours, that was literally only enough time to see a movie and go to dinner. Like, that was it. And so for a good year and a half, I saw every freaking movie in that period. And that is my greatest memory. And I remember my dad said, we got to go see this, because it was produced by Steven Spielberg, said I would like it. Like, all right. And so, it blew my mind. And my biggest memory from it at that time was I really loved my parents and desperately wanted to hang out with them when they were my age. Like, that whole concept is which really captivated me. I was like, it'd be so cool to know my dad when he was a teenager, that kind of shit. And that's just kind of how it was. It was always one of my favorite movies. Always collected the DVDs. I didn't hear the funny thing is I never had any props. I never went that far. I just was a big movie guy because I ended up making films, and so it was just one of my favorite movies of all time. It wasn't until years later that the idea of theming the mini golf course that I had built to 80s movies, that it all just started to steamroll into this, getting my own, starting a business, and then, of course, with Fastest DeLorean, turning it into this whole other avenue of insanity that has now I kind of have this weird little corner of DeLorean history, which is weird. And Back to the Future, Back to the Future fans love Fastest DeLorean because it's the love of Back to the Future, and of course Mayor Goldie Wilson's in it, and the fact that my job is literally just making Back to the Future fans happy.
That's amazing.
It's the greatest job in the world. That's why we're doing the reality show. It's like, dude, our whole job, me and Don's job, is literally to show up and have everybody love us. It's the weirdest thing, dude. Like, everybody's so happy to see that car, and if it's a gig that Don says, like, we just sit there going, I can't believe we do this, and people pay us. This is so awesome. So it's a great gig.
It is pretty amazing seeing people's faces, and honestly, you have to appreciate this too. Seeing people's faces when they see that car, it's funny. Like there are parts of the documentary where you're just driving and people like honking at you and everything. It's like,
see, I get jaded because my whole life is keeping it running, the logistics, and all that stuff. And then when it's a day that I have a gig, I'm sick to my stomach a little bit because I got a streak going now of like 526 straight events, and I've never missed one. Like,
wow.
I'm nuts about it. Like, if somebody is like, this is my dream to have you here, my empath gene goes crazy, and I'm like, I have to make this happen for them. And I get way too personal about it, and I have to be. So then I'm stressed out. I can't sleep the night before. I got him, and then it starts, and then you're like, oh, Jesus, just let me get there. Like, my axle fell off a week and a half ago, but it was with me driving home. So I didn't screw up the gig. But still, it feels like you're this close to the car blowing up, as you know. And
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, fuck it. If you don't know by now, you know the funny thing is, I could tell people that if they start watching the movie, they forget immediately, because the movie starts so different. You think it's going, you think it's going one way. I forget. I'll be at screenings watching it, and I'm excited, like, oh, we're gonna build this, and then those texts from Kenny come, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot. Shit. Like, it really, you do really honestly forget how that movie turns out. But anyway, yes, it's nice seeing people's reaction, because it's the only time I remember, oh, this is a nice thing to be able to do for people. Oh, good. That means all the sleepless nights and the car not running and all, it was worth it, you know? And then Don's ass gets to just fucking walk in. Like, literally, his shoes have to be tied. That's about all he's got to worry about. I'm always envious as fuck as that, because like I always got to cha-ching. You should never told me. But I'm always envious about that, because, you know, he gets paid about as much as I do. You know what I mean? Like, just to show up and go, hello, and everybody's like, wow. I'm like, man, do you not understand how much work I had to put into this? That's all right.
I totally feel you there. You know, it's me with the podcast coming in with the computer and all the equipment, and Homeboy just comes here and talks.
Drinks some Patron. He's like, what? Yeah.
You know how hard it is to stay this pretty?
What?
Okay? It's,
whoa.
Yeah, but it's not a vlog. It's not a vlog. There's going to be no video of this. I mean, it'll be on my site, but, you know, you guys got to do some video podcast. You got to do video podcasts, man. It's the future.
That's the goal. That's
the goal eventually. We're going to work on that.
Eventually, yeah.
But you actually have a record, because you got the longest running video blog in the world.
I'm the first and longest running. It's weird. Look
at that.
I did it. I started mid-'99. I had my website, and I was putting up little videos of a stage show that I was doing. And then I decided to move from Ohio to California and decided to document it. And for anybody listening, what makes a vlog is it's video documented online. That's it. So, I mean, there have been people turning cameras on themselves for 100 years. Like, that's not what a video blog is. A video blog, you had to have kept it online and put it online, which in the late 90s and early 2000s was one of the hardest things. The reason nobody did it, because it was insanely difficult.
God, I remember those digital cameras from back in the day. They sucked. And
PCs and Macs didn't play nice, so you had to, like, format it in 2 different ways and dial up speeds. I mean, if you go back to the journey in the first, year, I mean, the videos are this big. They're like 100 by 80, and it still took people like 10 minutes to download it. So I've been doing this for so long. Now, eventually YouTube came along, 7 years later, and took me several years, but at the end of 2009, I finally was fully YouTubed, which I meant I got everything onto YouTube. But I was so far before YouTube. I don't do what vloggers today do. Like, that whole idea of just sitting there talking to the camera, like, that just wasn't even a thing you could do back then. So the journey for me is basically small little films. I do 100 a year, breaks down to about 2 a week, 8 a month, where I just kind of document whatever it is I'm going through. And yeah, this is year 22. I've been doing it for
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Are you still doing around 100 entries per year?
It's exactly. What happened was at the end of in 2009, I realized I was at like 850, and I went, "Ooh, if I like kick ass this year, I could hit the 10-year anniversary and hit 1,000." And I went, "Well, that's pretty cool." So I booked a trip around the world. I had the craziest year. I had a pilot on Comedy Central, so I had all this content, and I'm doing all this crazy stuff. And from that point on, every single year, 100.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, it's a nice round number. It's actually a good way to document. It's a good discipline to always try to meet, like it keeps me moving. I got to keep moving. I can't have an empty month. I got to keep creating stuff. I got to keep, the mayor and me, like that kind of shit. Like, you have to just start to keep your brain moving, or you kind of atrophy, You got to keep creating, man.
Well, one of the things that I actually admire from you a lot is your passion for something. And that's the thing that when I highly recommend the documentary, the fastest DeLorean in the world. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you're going to love it. if you're not a fan, because I had a lot of people, but I'm not a fan of cars.
Right.
It doesn't matter because you're.
That was me.
I was not a fan of cars. Like that's why that works.
Just seeing the passion that you have for this idea is remarkable.
I just released a documentary about Michael Jordan. I got to sit in the locker room with Michael Jordan in 1995, and I brought in a video camera. I shouldn't have done it. I sat on the court, like, kind of. I'm still waiting for the cease and desist, basically. Like, I still don't know how I'm getting away with this. But,
worth it.
But I edited it as if you didn't give a fuck. Pardon me, about Michael Jordan, and I think that's the key to good storytelling. Is good storytelling that the topic doesn't matter. So you have to the key to doing it is you tell the story to people that have like ADD when it comes to your main topic. If you didn't like Jordan, in my brain I'm like, okay, how do I hook them in? How do I keep them going? The greatest emails I get about Fast DeLorean are from like the wives or girlfriends of somebody that were like, ugh, my fucking husband made me watch this. I had no interest whatsoever. And by 30 minutes in, I had to see what happened next. And we immediately started part 2 because holy shit, what the hell's going to happen next? And that's your job as a storyteller. Your job, I mean, it's easy to play to the car people. In fact, the car people were pissed at me because I didn't show enough of the car stuff. And I'm like,
are you serious?
Well, it's funny. That movie was supposed to be about all that stuff, and then the second the big, thing happens in the middle, there's only 90 minutes. I'm not going to make a 3-hour documentary. It's always going to be 90 minutes. Pretty soon, I had to take all that car shit out because the drama had to take up a big chunk of it. Then I had to hire somebody else. Then I had to race the fucking car. The story changed right in the middle of it, and I feel bad to the people that wanted to hear all the ins and outs of the car being put together, all the boring stuff, but I didn't have a choice, dude. I got the whole, I got everything handed to me like a fucking 2x4 to the face, man. That was a dude, again, it's why I'm drinking. That was a hard thing to go through. It's still a hard thing to go through, but.
That was going to be my follow-up. I was going to ask, how are things? In that regard,
I haven't spoken to him since the end of 2. In 2 we talk about how he was coming out that weekend and then it went away again. I don't have anything else to say. I've said everything.
Sure.
It still breaks my heart. Like I still want him someday to go, ooh man, I could have done that differently. I just think. I don't want to bring out medical terms, but there are certain personality types that, the kid's over 30 now, right? There's no more time for excuses. You either are a person who is accountable to your actions or you're not, and I don't think he is, and I think you just have to let it go. I think that's what it comes down to, and I love him. He's my brother, but he can't be in my life anymore. He can't be friends with my kids. It is what it is. My dad and I avoid the subject. My dad and I are still really close, talk all the time. It's just one of those things we just don't talk about because it's heartbreaking and we desperately wanted it to go a different way. And I still can't believe it. Every time I watch the movie or watch the 2 movies at a screening, whatever, I just can't believe it. What an easy thing you could have been. We all know you were over your head, dude.
Obviously, yeah.
Just fucking say it. And then we, shake hands, have a beer, go fucking fix the car, woohoo, and everything's fine. Obviously I was able to fix it, so what's the goddamn issue? I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's still raw and hurts, and, fuck. Fuck. It's just hard. And it's as real as anything could be. There was literally nothing contrived about that shit. Oh my god.
Obviously to all of the listeners who are obviously listening to this, when you see the documentary, it'll make sense of what we're talking about.
I was actually just gonna say
but
that.
Pretty much,
if this doesn't give you incentive to watch Fastest DeLorean 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you need to know what's happening.
And I think everybody can relate that we've had problems with a family member.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody from a cousin to a brother to anything. Sure. And I honestly think that that's the key part of this whole movie, which is kind of funny because it's not something that you planned.
Right. And I've looked at that irony for a while too. I mean, as a guy who has always wanted to tell great stories and so forth, I have to admit that had that not happened, it would not be the same movie, and it would not have been as good. And it's heartbreaking because I never would have given that. I would give anything to have had it work out.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel really shitty saying this. It's so entertaining, but it's so terrible.
No, I know. It's
because we all want it to work out.
Yeah, you do, and I think the way it twists in the middle is so batshit crazy. Like I'm like, what did he think he was going to get away with? Like, it's so, fuck, dude, you knew, and again, I don't even know if this is even told very well in the movie, but it was public before the movie.
Exactly.
It was a public website the whole time. We had followers watching. The opening video got a couple thousand views, and like, people were following this. So when those texts came and I had to turn off the website because I'm like, oh God, oh fuck, you know what I mean? People keep thinking, oh, you released that movie and you buried your brother. I'm like, oh no, this was public. This was public the whole time, dude. Now the movie's certainly going to have longer legs than the website would have, sure. And I've had to sit there and feel that guilt for a long time too. But in the end of the day, once the car, and this sounds like a spoiler, but you'll forget it by the time you start the movie. Once the car catches fire, blows up on the side of the road, you're about to lose your business, you could have killed somebody. Once all those things happen, you stop worrying about your brother's reputation and you start thinking about your life and your bills and your car, and like, it becomes a different, there's no way I'm not telling that story now, you know?
Yeah.
To obviously, I think the best way to quote Mayor Goldie Wilson himself, when it comes to family, take a drink and shut up.
How good was that line, dude? How good was that line?
I love that line too. Obviously, we're talking with Adam Contrast, which pretty much he's the writer, director, the man responsible for the fastest DeLorean in the world. Now, do you still have that record?
Yes, I do.
I do.
All right.
Yeah, every year there's a couple people that have been trying. And I would love them to do it. I have no ownership of, you could certainly do it faster, clearly. Like, it's not, I mean, it was, with the amount of shit that was going on with my car, the fact that I got the record is insane. Which is
12.29, right?
I like this guy. Man, why you got to be all the way in Florida? We should be having drinks right now. Shit, come out here. COVID's over.
I know.
When COVID's over, you got to come out here. Yeah, 12.29. Boy, we're giving away all the spoilers, but I guarantee everybody who's watching, the second you hit play, your brain goes to a different place, and you get surprised by everything, and then you'll be like, oh, shit. It's
so,
not like...
Adam, I have to tell you how I stumbled upon the movie.
Yes, I would love to hear that, please.
A couple of weeks ago, this is very recent. This may be about 3 weeks ago.
All right.
We were doing a special on the birthday of the DeLorean because it turned 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My axles fell off the car on that day, by the way. On 1.21, there's a funny video about it, by the way.
And so we had done an episode, and someone had recommended a different DeLorean-esque movie on Amazon, so I went to go and look for it, and it turned out that, like, you had to have a subscription to something, and I couldn't watch it. And then I see in the You May Also Like thing, The Fastest DeLorean. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I click on it, and I, of course, recognized you from the Back in Time documentary.
Thank you, Jay Aaron.
Because Back to the Future nerd did not watch that movie in 2015. Mm-hmm. And
dude, that story's crazy too on how I even got on that. But keep going. Right, so you decided to watch it.
Yeah, so I watched the film, and I was like, beside myself, of course, at the end when, kaboom. Mm-hmm. And
kaboom.
The way that you end that film, and then I was like, oh my god, well, what the hell happens? And then the thing pops up that it goes, here's part 2. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, good. Dude, it didn't always do that. That part 2's been out since November 2019. And it wasn't doing that. And I kept going, why the fuck isn't anybody watching the second one? There couldn't be a bigger goddamn cliffhanger. What the hell? So I think finally Amazon started to figure it out, and now it's getting...
I watched it immediately after I had watched the first one, and I was just like, I basically feel like I know you, because I feel like I spent, 4 hours with you.
It is true. It's funny. Don and I obviously spent a lot of time together just as friends and whatnot, and he has a ton of fans, obviously. Fucking Mayor Goldie Wilson. And we talk about it all the time. People are fans of something he did 35 years ago. If you watch Fastest DeLorean, you really do know me. Like, it's not, you didn't see a character I did, which I've done acting stuff or whatever. It's a different kind of connection. I get emails from people that tell me their life story about their brother. Like, I'm in France at one of the screenings, and a lady came up to me and talked about a falling out with her brother. I'm in tears. She's in tears. Like, it hits people on this weird familial thing, and it's a connection. It is a different... There's just nothing contrived about it. So he's always like, why are you always answering all these goddamn emails? Why the fuck are you doing it? And I'm like, because it's different. These people have gone through an emotional experience, and they actually know me. They don't know you, Don, because Don won't fucking be himself on the goddamn camera. You want to see something funny? If you ever watch a podcast, we did a podcast called Flashing the Fundamentals that we never announced. We literally never announced it because he made me crazy because he's always fucking late to everything. And we could only pull off 12 episodes. But in those episodes, you see this constant pull of me trying to get him to talk the way he talks when we're on the phone or hanging out. And he's always like, I'm Mayor Goldie. I'm like, God damn it, Donald. That's not who you are. Which is why we finally are doing the Mayor and me thing. And I'm like, that's enough. We're doing it because you're a different human, and that needs to be shown before you die. So yes.
Speaking of that, I, of course, follow you on Facebook, and I saw this little 5-second teaser, and I was like, well, what the hell is this?
What is that about?
Please tell us everything that you can tell us.
I will tell you everything we tell you. So in 2018, when Fastest DeLorean came out, and it was really, it kind of blew up in a weird way. Like, it just all of a sudden people started grabbing it, and the guy from France flew me and Don out, and all this crazy shit was happening. And we were getting all these gigs where I would always try to upsell Don, just because I'm like, it's not for everybody. A lot of times I do little $500 gigs for birthday parties or whatever. They can't afford, to bring in but there's a lot that we can. And every once in a while, if there's a really special fan, and I just know Don lives 5 minutes from me, dude. So I'll be like, dude, you want to blow somebody's fucking mind? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And we do it, and the reaction is so overwhelming. Eventually you start, collecting all this video. And it just occurred to us one day that neither he nor I would be in these situations otherwise. We wouldn't be at Comic-Cons. We happened to have done something. We made a choice in our life that led us to be in the same place where something I brought and something he is makes people so happy they cry. Like, it blows their mind. And I was like, dude, it would be such a joyful show to watch tell these stories. Like, us sit at the bar, talk, show all these events we do. We do all sorts of crazy events. We go all over the place. That's part one. Part two is our interactions are... I'm an open book. First and longest running video blogger. There's literally nothing that isn't public about my life. He's the opposite. He's very private, and he's also very reserved when the camera's rolling, and it annoys the living fuck out of me. because I'll be talking and we'll be riffing and we'll be having a drink and I'll say something and he goes, well, you understand, and I'm like, don't fucking do this to me, dude. What are you doing? 5 minutes ago on the so there's a really funny dynamic, and there's no other way to put it. We're really funny on screen, and so in 2018, I was like, dude, let's do this shit. And then one thing led to another, and it was the logistics got difficult, but something happened in the end of last year. We met somebody connected and wealthy. And
those are good friends to have.
Good friends. Well, it was just one of those people. It was just like he took to us, and I went, you know what? I bet he would love this project, and I bet we can do this. And so I got tons of content. I could make 3 shows right now, but I would love to do it professionally, get a crew, and I would love to just tell stories that make people fucking smile. No conflict. Other than the inner conflict between me and Don, and me, it making me crazy that he acts like this goody two shoes when he's nothing like it. That's funny, but no, just us. I mean, us climbing up to the clock tower in Hill Valley.
Oh yeah,
that was great
cool.
footage.
Yeah, dude, like we fucking did that. We just thought it'd be funny, so we climbed up there. I've hit a golf ball up there that's still up there. I always check it every time I go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my GolfCon golf ball. And I just said, dude, we'd be really good to anchor the show, and the majority of the show is, like, making people's dreams, dude. I mean, again, people crying, people see that car, and they're suddenly younger, and it's just a fun... I mean, maybe it only runs 10 episodes, but I think you could do it, and it would... I just think it's a unique experience that I don't know 2 other people on the planet that get to do that as
true.
Often as we do.
Speaking of that... How did this friendship started?
I did she'll know from back in time, mini golf course. I made a mini golf course in my backyard, and I was having it's weird. There's no real reason why I would do that. I just thought, let's see what happens, and then it kind of got out of control, and I'm like, ooh, I could do this. I go to theme the holes. I'm friends with Claudia Wells on Facebook, and I'm like, who's Jennifer Parker, Back to the Future, and
of course.
I said, let's theme a hole. She has a store really close to here, so I went down there and I said, "Can we get a time machine out?" We started brainstorming, and she goes, she mentioned Don, and I was like, Goldie Wilson. This happened on the radio, by the way.
Oh wow!
And she's like, maybe I can get Don to come out here. I'm like, Mayor Goldie Wilson's gonna be in my backyard, and I'm just like freaking out, right? Because it's one thing to like, I was in radio. It's one thing to like book a guest and have them come to your radio station. You've got power to come into your backyard. George Norm from Cheers came to my bar to christen my bar. It's like, what kind of craziness is that? It's my house. So that's what my brain was like, this is crazy. So he came out, and we did this little charity event. It was on the news. And then, the cameras go away. Claudia goes away. But Don got really competitive about the mini golf and was pissed we were beating him. So he, like, grabs a beer and keeps playing. And I turn to one of my friends. I'm like, yo, this guy's a play. Like, he's something triggered in his brain. And so then he's like, when's the next event? And he came back. And he eventually beat us all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
And so we just started talking, and again, the reason me and Don get along is because a lot of our likes that have nothing to do with Back to the Future are just similar. From technology to golf to drones to just we just kind of, how any friendship works. It just so happens that I'm able to, book these gigs and make them money, and we get to do events, and we get to go, get flown to different fucking countries. Like, it's weird. When does that ever happen in a relationship where you're like, oh, by the way, friend, would you like $5,000 to do this? And he'd be like, yes, I would, sir. Like, it's weird. It's just, it is the weirdest life. I didn't know lives like this existed. And it's been crazy. It's been incredibly fun. I just wish the car was more reliable so I didn't be stressed out constantly.
So what you're telling me is that when the pandemic is over and we're able to travel and stuff, that you'll get us money by having us show up with you in your cars, and you can meet the hosts of What the Flux.
If only you had been in the movie. See, that's the thing.
I know. We suck. We only started this podcast last year.
That's kind of the... Now, I will say this, though. Bob Gale's a good get. I like your Leah Thompson cameo. You saw what I got to do. You saw what I got to do with Leah, though, right? I got to drive her into Dodger Stadium.
No, I don't.
I saw it.
Did you? I didn't see that footage. Wait,
it was so awesome. Like not only did I get to drive my car into Dodger Stadium, I get to drive Leah Thompson in. And my only sadness of the whole thing was, she said, "Can I sign your car?" And I told her no.
Oh,
what is wrong with you, sir?
Why?
I'm so embarrassed by this. Leah Thompson's the most gorgeous creature on two legs. Like she's amazing. She's still got that young spirit. Like she's jumping around, like she moves better than me. And I feel like an old man next to her because I am. You see, and no, I only have two. Doc is in the driver's seat. Christopher Lloyd signed the visor, and Michael J. Fox signed the passenger visor. That's it. And I looked her dead in the eye. I'll never forget. She asked if she could do this, and I said, "Well, no, you were never in." I said, "You can sign my hope chest if you want." Like I tried to be cute, but she was like, "Oh, okay," and she was nice about it. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I cannot believe I just turned down Leah Thompson.
Wow!
I kind of want to strangle you a little bit, like I kind of want to smack you in the face.
But no one. I mean, dude, Doc and Marty were in the time machine. Nobody else was in the fucking time machine. I mean, I guess.
Well, technically, Biff was in the time machine.
Tom Wilson has also been very cool to me. I know he has some other issues with other people, but he's been. Tom Wilson is as honest and as dear as they get. Good luck ever getting him on your fucking podcast. But
it's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. But he's supremely talented.
He's amazing. We saw him at the Orlando Improv years ago, and he was hysterical.
It's so weird because he's so funny, yet he doesn't curse. His jokes are not like raunchy or anything like that. And it was hysterical.
His paintings are amazing. He's just super talented. And all the respect in the world to him. So
and he gives really good hugs.
Oh.
I got a good hug from Tom Wilson. I have pictures to prove it.
I will say this about Leah Thompson. I agree with what you said, because she still has that spark.
Oh yeah.
It's weird.
And I remember when we went to there was a MegaCon convention where she was there with Michael J. Fox, Tom Wilson, and I remember, like every other guy, I had a crush on her, and
every girl.
Okay, every girl too. And I see her sitting down, and I have my hoverboard for her to sign. And, I'm all cool, whatever, and like giving her the hoverboard, and she goes, "Well, hello, handsome. How are you?" And I literally go,
"Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know that feeling, dude."
Like, do you know the Looney Tunes that remember that bird with Bugs Bunny? That's exactly how I turned.
No, it's funny. I forget. You watch the scene when the scene in 1955 when she calls him, "Is your name Calvin?" The way that girl looks, god damn, it triggers some weird childhood thing in me. Even Claudia was fucking breathtaking. God. Just whew. But again, it has something to do with my age. If anybody you saw from age 9 to 14 will always be. I was on the red carpet for Ready Player One, and Kate Capshaw came in with Steven Spielberg.
Wow.
And dude, Kate Capshaw, Temple of Doom, that was one of my first things. And I just remember I stood there like a more. I was like, oh my god, it's Kate Capshaw. Yeah, it's weird. If it's a certain part of your brain, it never leaves you. It's forever.
Oh man. Yeah. Are you still friends with a lot of the gang, for example, Ray Cumberland, the test driver, Mustang Mikey?
Oh yeah. Look at you! You gotta keep going. You got him all written down. They're gonna love this. They're gonna be like, yeah, dude.
Hell yeah! Well, my favorite name of all the names that you had,
Raphael the Repo Man. It's gotta be Raphael the Repo Man.
Raphael the Repo Man. I love that name.
Yes, dude, that fucking guy. I'm friends with everybody. I'm usually friends with everybody. I think that's what makes the Kenny thing so fucking heartbreaking. Is that, oh my god, I'm so happy for all these people that helped me. Still friends with Ray. So the only guy that I kind of lost touch with, the guy who brought the fire extinguishers. Who?
Oh really?
I mean, he hadn't responded. I don't know if he changed his number. He doesn't speak a fucking word of English other than what you heard in that movie. Because I had him here and we had a drink and I wanted him to be in the movie, but the speech issue was so difficult. I was gonna have to get a translator and I couldn't figure out a way to do that and make it. It was just really hard. But he was an unbelievable. Like, my God, he's the only reason I have my car. Like,
that's true.
Like the fire extinguisher sitting on the wall. Like, it's just that much of a big part of my. I think I can turn it. Let's see. We got this is.
There it is.
Right? And then right below the fire extinguisher, you can see the license plate that's just black. That's the license plate, and then above that's George Wendt. That's Norm from Cheers.
That's Norm from Cheers. There you go.
How crazy is that, right?
Now, how hard was it to keep that license tag?
I've never thought I was gonna punch somebody at the DMV. So, dude, like when I brought it in, they say, "I'm sorry, sir, we can't give it back to you," and I'm like, "Listen, like you're gonna fucking get like they don't want to give you back the old tags because they think you're gonna use them for some sort of nefarious reason," and
correct.
I'm like, "Really, motherfucker? It's black. Like who the fuck would put this on their car? Like stop." And so I just pushed it. Finally, a manager came out and I said, "Listen, I just want to put it up at my bar. I'm clearly not gonna use it." And she finally just looked at it was desecrated. It was burned to crisp. It was in a fire. And they're like, yeah, let the guy have it. And so that was all cool. It was really hard. It was harder than I thought it would be. I thought they'd be like, well, obviously. But apparently.
I know.
Apparently, a license plate fraud is a big fucking deal. And they really do take them and destroy them so you can't, fake out the cops, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty crazy because, when you were doing that part, that was actually one of my favorite parts of the whole thing because I'm, watching this, what the hell do they think he's going to to be doing with that thing? It's all pure black. Like, there's nothing you can do with it.
There was nothing there, I know. But, dude, it's government shit, man. Like, obviously, they've got a protocol they go through. They're not using their brain. They're just reading what... We have to take this. It's hard to get somebody in that position to make an exception. But, they were going to make a fucking exception. I was so, adamant about it. That license plate means the world to me. That's the license plate I put on my car when I came out to California. It's like entry 13 of the journey. Like, it's just one of those things that it's an heirloom to me that my kids will have. I've done that. I was not letting that go. Yeah, it wasn't going to fucking happen. So
that's amazing, man.
Stick to your guns.
What's going to happen with you now? I mean, obviously we're really excited about this new documentary with I was thinking of Mayor Golden Wilson.
Yeah,
with Don and you.
Yeah, the Mayor and Me is a reality show pitch. So that pitch will be done soon, and I already said Don said we'll come and have an interview with both of us, and we can talk about that if you'd like. As far as a movie, I'm doing 2 Journey movies back to back for 21 and 22. And
nice.
2010 talks to 2000 Adam. Most of that's done, but I'm filling in some stuff and doing some strange stuff. And then 2020 is talking to 2010 and just telling the story of these 2000 entries in a fast, quick way to catch everybody up. And I thought it would be an interesting way. I'll have 5 volumes in my whole life, before I fucking die. It's kind of cool to talk to yourself 10 years earlier and have the brashness of that 10 years earlier person tell you why they think everything you've done is wrong. I think that's what's kind of funny when I have these inner monologues with myself, even though I couldn't be happier. 2010 Adam, dude, he had different plans, man. He was not going to be known for a goddamn car. So it's funny when you think about that. If you think about that decade thing, when you talk 10 years earlier, things never work out the way you think they're going to work out. They might work out really well, but it's still never good enough for who you thought. You know what I mean? Like, I know 16-year-old me, fuck, I was going to, 20, even 26-year-old me, So it is an interesting way to keep me humble, keep me accountable. I just kind of like the therapy of not getting too far removed from what I wanted to be, even if it's not going to turn out exactly the way I wanted it to be. Because I think that happens. I think you get comfortable when you have children and you get money and you have some success and you're like, oh, this is okay. And there's a part of me that goes, this isn't okay. You used to do this, this, and this. You had a pilot on Comedy Central. You were going to be all of these things, and you're not those things. You're fucking second fiddle to Mayor Goldie Wilson. Adam Contras, what the fuck are you doing? Even though I love him to death, right? Like, so it's a weird... it's one of those things. It's just like, let's have it all out. Let's be honest about it. Let's be accountable to it. And I think those are the best stories you can do, is to be honest about your failings and the things that you didn't live up to and what you did live up to and what you didn't live up to. And I just think it's going to be entertaining. I just like entertaining people.
So obviously this is this could be technically a personal question.
Not possible.
Open book. Open book. But all right, spread ego.
Whoa, buddy, wrong podcast.
Being so open.
Oh my God!
You're kidding. You're kidding. Okay, I'm sorry. I was like, damn, this going a different. Yeah.
Being able to, obviously, as a man, I mean, like I said, one of the things that I really admire was your passion, your devotion. Like, obviously, when you set up something to do, and again, we can all relate to it, that so much shit happened to you.
Right.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that at least half of the people would have given up.
Right.
And you didn't give up. That being said, what's the best and worst advice that anyone has ever given you?
That anyone has ever given me? Oh,
yeah.
God. I think I stopped listening to advice a pretty long time ago, because advice is always somebody else's baggage just translated. You know you better than anybody. And
correct.
It's not that I don't seek out people that I appreciate their opinions and I can, whatever I'm working through, but I think you have to be careful listening too closely to other people that have a different path than you do. You mentioned most people would have given up. The reason, the journey and the accountability of documenting everything honestly for 22 fucking years, I think what that does, once I got past the first big failure, and then I didn't die. You know what I mean? Like, right, you think it's going to be awful, you think you're going to be famous, all this shit's going to happen, it didn't work out the way I thought it would, and then I kept going, and I made something new. And then you look back and you read that and you go, oh, fuck. At the time, I thought this was the end of the goddamn world. So it became this monthly accountability. And I've done it for so long now that when all that shit was falling out with Kenny, the only reason I ever considered quitting was to make sure he didn't look bad. I was always going to make sure we were going, like, I said I was going to fucking do this. It's in my control to do this. I don't care how long it takes. That car is breaking that record. I don't care who's in it. Like, that part was easy. The hard part was, I don't know how to tell this story without him looking like a dick, because he ghosted us. Like, if Ray had gotten the record, I never would have mentioned Kenny. I would have been like, no, he couldn't come out that weekend, so we got somebody else, and we just would have gone right over it. But he fucking stalls at the starting line. I mean, goddamn. Like, if the car breaks down at the starting line of a race, it's going to get really hard to start making excuses. So, I kept going just because I have this weird accountability to what I've said, because I put it in stone and I never fucking erase it. I think the biggest problem with social media right now is everybody puts up their best you, right? Like, it's bullshit. It's like, here's the best this and the best that, and it's almost designed like that. It's not like you would, but the journey is not designed like that. The journey has a discipline of I put down whatever I think is going to shift who I am as a person. Like, whatever I think is important to a character development. If I was a writer, what are the things in your life that make a character a certain way? Well, that shit happens to us at fucking Starbucks randomly. That shit happens to us in all these little ethical moments that happen as we're walking around, and the decision to do this and not to do this. I like documenting that. Well, what inevitably happens is you say shit in those entries that in about a month you're like, I wish I hadn't said that. That's a lot of egg on my face. But if you don't delete it, If you don't delete it, you grow. If you erase it and like, I never said that, you've lost. So I'm to this point now where I have to be so accountable that I get to experience all this new and incredible and amazing shit because I'm willing to take all these risks that most people would be scared to do. I have no fear of failure because that's all I've ever done, you know? If I succeed at something, it's like, God damn, it must be my lucky day. Like, the majority of the journey is me failing at these wild ideas, you know? But most of the shit I controlled, like building GolfCon or, I've done really well at, you know? So it's, again, accountability. And the problem with social media is you put your best shit forward. And I think that's the worst thing you can do. All the people that like take down the pictures of their exes when they get divorced, or they're like, I'm gonna take them off my social media. Fuck you. That was who you were. No, dude. That's who you were. That's who you loved. Don't run from that. That's who you are, right. Dude. Like I'm friends with every ex I've ever had in my life because I was honest.
No.
I'm telling you, there is a secret there about who you are with your exes. That you got to get to the bottom up. I swear to you, the worst. Listen, there's some awful people that didn't deserve even to have a name. But if at some point you felt this is my significant other, and you told the world that, that means there's something there that you can't just erase and pretend it didn't exist. It's part of you, and maybe it's a part of your past. But these people erasing their past and trying to act like it didn't happen. I think it's very detrimental to your progress, and I think it leads to depression big time.
I agree with you what you just said, because when people do that, you're eliminating a part of who you were.
But it's even still who you are, right? Yeah. You may have pushed it down a little bit, like, okay, that's like we all have character flaws that, I've certainly believed in people way too long, for sure. Fastest DeLorean. But I'm still proud of falling up the stairs. There's all sorts of times in my life where with certain people I gave them so much rope when I probably shouldn't have, and I looked like a fucking fool, but at least I fell up the stairs. I kept trying. People make fun of how many times I've been married and divorced, right? And no, I tried and I believed and I gave everything. And yes, didn't work out sometimes. We got our labels wrong. We were better more like a brother and sister type relationship. We weren't good on this level, but I'm glad I kept trying and trying. And when I look back over my life, I'm so proud of those moments. Imagine if I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to try, and I walked away. Man, I would have hated that dude. I like the dude that kept trying.
Exactly.
You got
and just because of that, that's one of the things that makes this document, the documentary, the fastest DeLorean in the world, so epic. And let me tell you guys, when you look at this, you're literally looking at your whole life. Yeah. Like as honestly, like Caitlin said, like you feel at the end of the movie, like, oh my God, I'm buddies with this guy. Like I literally know everything about you. So
it's very personable.
To put that out there, we're really, it cannot be easy, and it has to be scary.
It's easy because at that point I had done it for 18 years, right? I think that's what I've done this for so long. I just did it in short form, in a little website that not many people saw. Some people saw some things. Like I would do like a political cartoon, and that would get picked up, or. It's weird. Like I made a cartoon called "Let's Bomb Iran," and I made "Let's Bomb Iran," to bomb Iran. John McCain sang it, and then Barack Obama mentioned it in a debate, and I'm like, dude,
what?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was this. So there's all these little tiny things I've done that have been picked up, and people know me for. And it's weird because the journey's all online, so I get notifications if anybody makes a comment on any of the 2,100 fucking videos that are up there. So I'm instantly reminded of my past, which for some people would be awful, but I've just come to peace with almost everything I've done because I haven't hidden any of it. So you can't surprise me. You can go look at entry 732 and find like something like, yeah, I know it's been public this whole time. It made dating when I was single really easy. Because I'm like, no, it's true. Because you weren't getting my representative. You weren't getting the best version of me. I'm like, yeah, dude, my whole fucking life's online. You either accept it or you don't. I can't lie to you. Like, it's all fucking there. And it was funny is the girls would be cool. Their parents,
no. Well, guess what? We have something that you might be, you might have done this for a long time.
Fuck, is somebody's mom about to jump out into your fucking closet behind you? What's about to happen?
Who the fuck told you?
Is this going to turn into this is your life? All right, what? Go ahead. What do we got?
No, we got something for you that I'm very sure, and Caitlin knows too, that we know that you don't have.
Yep.
Oh.
Because guess what? You're the new What the Flux best friend of the week!
But you've only talked to one person this week! So, like, that doesn't... What does that mean?
I'm going to show you.
Yes.
I'm going to show you.
So this is something that we do here at What the Flux is that whoever is our guest or whoever just impresses Eugene that week gets an official What the Flux Best Friend award. It's very prestigious.
Let me go get it. I forgot it.
Oh, you forgot it.
It's so prestigious it's still in the car or whatever. Just realized I have a headless Don bobblehead.
There you go.
We got to throw out the first pitch at or he got to throw out the first pitch and I caught it. Oh, look at this, dude. Best friend of the week. You gonna mail that to me?
We sure are.
I will put it up right here at the bar.
Yeah!
Oh! That'd be awesome. That's right. This is the honorary award. Listen, let me tell you something. I've seen bar fights go over because of this.
I doubt that's true.
No, that is very true. Wars have started.
Wars.
Divorces have happened because of this damn thing.
Well, then don't give it to me. or
marriages last longer because of it.
Your marriage will last even longer.
I've been married for 10 years now. I'm past that part of my life. Life is very good.
There you go.
Very good.
But we'll be honored if you can put a sticker in your bar. That'd be great, man.
I will totally put that up.
And I promise you that when we go to California, we're going to visit you, and we're going to take a picture at the bar with a sticker there.
Absolutely. And then, whenever we get this reel done and we're pitching, Don and I will come on, and you can see our annoyance, or my annoyance, with him in, like, live living color, man. That fucking guy.
I love it. I can't wait.
He makes me crazy. Makes me crazy.
And guess what? With that last fuck that you said... We got to $50! $50 are going to be put in our little can for the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
I'm the wrong guest for this, or the most
right
guest. We should have 50 fucks.
We should have started this next week.
Yeah, we should have started this next week.
But you know what? It's going for a good cause.
It is going towards a good cause.
So we, Adam, we're so grateful for you taking your time to be with us here. So thank you so much.
Can I say something? I do a million podcasts and interviews. You guys did your homework. You wrote shit down. You had real fucking dude, good job. Like that's really.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I will literally tell all the people that I interact with. To do your podcast. Like, I mean, I'm serious. Like, everybody today thinks they have a podcast.
I'm gonna cry.
But the fact that you watched this stuff, it's funny. I had this argument with somebody when Larry King died. Do you know Larry King's claim to fame? It was always, I don't ever do any homework. And as someone who literally went to school for communications and those kind of things, we used to put him up as the worst case scenario of, you don't do that. It's disrespectful to your client, to the person you're talking to. And
correct.
I mean, I get having off the riff ad lib questions, sure, but to not do your homework is just a fucking slap in the face to whomever you're asking their time. You know,
that's true.
So you guys, I'm very impressed. Thank you so much. It was
thank you.
Thank you so much, and Adam, for the people out in the podcast world, where can people find you, get more information, all that good stuff?
Honestly, right now, I'm an old man. It's Adam Contras on Facebook. I got a little public page. On YouTube, Adam Contras. TheOfficialJourney.com is where But I mean, now we're going in deep. Like the officialjourney.com is still done on a 1990s web program. Like that's how long I've been doing this.
That's epic.
And I do it honestly. I keep it that way because it's impossible to find, and I kind of like just I write my own little thing. It's still public; anybody can find it. It's easy to find, but the videos are on YouTube, and you know my public stuff's on Facebook, and I kind of still like keeping my journal somewhat private, even though it isn't. You know, it's like it's a lot of personal shit out there, man.
All right.
So, hey, Adam, one last question.
Yes.
But this is going to be a hard one.
Doubt it.
I only want a yes or a no.
Okay.
Would you do it again?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, now that's an easy question. That was not an easy question during the movie.
Exactly.
The reason it's an easy question now is because I've turned that lemon into such lemonade. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm making movies every year. Now that movie has touched so many people that I didn't realize it would touch while I was making it. That thank God, honestly. Yes, I would totally do it again because I just can't tell you how many nice messages I get. It's crazy. I get so many nice long it's why I had to make a public Adam Contras account and keep a private regular Facebook account because it was so much I couldn't get through my fucking day because I would sit there and read these emails and I'd feel so indebted to, so now like once a week I go on there and I'm like, okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to deal with all these really difficult fucking stories about somebody and their brother and how Fastest DeLorean triggered it. Dude, I had one where he said, I called my brother after watching your movies and we're friends again. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's heavy. Fastest DeLorean has really, really affected people and almost all in a positive way. So, yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm so glad it's a thing now. So.
And to all of our listeners, honestly, whenever you get to see this movie, this documentary, I know even though it's a part 1 and part 2, but like I said, it's definitely one of those documentaries that it's meant to be watched back to back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's meant to be watched back. So I almost consider it a whole movie. You know what I mean?
It is, and if I had more time passed, it probably would have been one big long epic. At the time I didn't. It's funny, like it was almost all completely edited, not released. Then the car blows up, and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know what happens now. And then I had to live a little bit longer to find out. And I truly wanted him sitting right back here, and we could have, not. That's the movie I still want to see. We all want to see it.
Well, who knows? Maybe there will be a part 3.
I don't know. A part 3 where the car never races and it's just me and my brother talking, that's not a fucking movie. Like, that's kind of bullshit, I feel like you have to race that car again. I don't know. I'm open. If it's a good story and no one's ever done it before, I'll fucking do it. But for the time being, that's my food truck and it feeds my babies still to this day.
That's right.
So, like, I'm not racing it.
Here's a good movie. The time What the Flux went out of business because Adam cursed so goddamn much.
It's okay if you start it next week. Nobody will know, dude. Nobody will know. You'll save like $100.
Adam, cheers, buddy. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Please take a look at his documentary, his life, his passion, and trust me, folks, this movie takes a life of its own.
There you go.
Adam Contras, it has been our pleasure.
Yes,
thank you so much, sir.
So much.
Cheers.
And there's your edit point. Okay, that was good, guys. That was fun.
Thank
you, sir.
So it's okay that I have video of this up at some point, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. That's cool. A good thing I have pants on. That's awesome.
I don't. No, I'm kidding.
I don't have pants on. Who gives a fuck?
Oh yeah, we saw when you did the spread eagle. Trust me.
I'm literally like, what?
Holy shit! Look at those whiteys.
Those are the shorts, but yeah.
Oh man, that was awesome. I gotta get your address.
Yeah.
So I can send you the mayor award. By the way.
Mayor award. All right, let me text.
We should put one in for Don.
Oh yeah, we'll send 2. We'll send one for Don too.
That's bullshit. Why does he get one? He didn't fucking show
That's
up.
right. You know what? That's very true.
Right.
That's right. He has to earn it.
He has to come on the show.
Yeah, he has to earn it.
You want to say hi to him real quick?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Isn't he busy or something?
Yeah, he's always busy.
Okay. Oh, wait.
I gotta get video of this too.
Mayor Golden Wilson.
What's up, Mayor? Can we see Don? Oh, you can see his teeth. That's what you can see.
Hi, Don.
Mayor Golden Wilson. You still got my vote.
So, were you guys at the Golf Con bar?
You missed a good one. They started drinking with me, dude.
Right.
You missed a good one. This is a good. We gotta do this when I get the reel done. This was fun, man. You missed out.
So, here's the problem. Adam actually is gonna get one of these bad boys. Look at that. Wait a minute. Ooh.
Wait here. It's hard
to
get.
What is that I'm seeing? Is that the bar?
This is hard because I'm trying to show you shit that I can't show.
It's not gonna work.
It's a mayor award. It's a mayor award.
They gave me a major award because I was their best guest or something like that. I don't know.
Exactly. And they, Caitlin was like, "Oh, we should send one to Don," and we both said, "No, fuck that. He's just got to earn it."
You got to come and act, dude. He's had some tequila. This dude's changed in the past hour. But yeah, he'll be here soon. Hey, did you fix the raccoon problem?
Oh yeah, man, that's taken care of. I'm doing the Adam Conscious, man. I'm in here editing, man.
Yeah.
Scene.
What are you editing, Little Mayor?
Yeah,
Little
Mayor.
Little Goldie. No, you can't say. We're not actually live. This is off the record. So
yeah, it's off the record.
See, me and Don always have shit like going. Like we always have stuff going. So
awesome. Well, we can't wait to have you on the show, Don.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? To be continued.
To be continued.
That's right. There we go.